No, no, I get up. No, 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 I get up. No, no, can't deny it. No, no, I get up. No, 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 I get up.
All right, welcome to another episode of Discover a Thriver. I'm your host, Ethan.
And I am Arthur.
And we're here today with an epic friend of mine from Dubai, DJ Bliss. We're obviously going to get to know him a bit more. So, welcome, Bliss.
Give it up.
Thanks for having me. I didn't realize your production is so high end. You got microphones, TV, lights. You got the tree.
Yeah, definitely.
Have to have the tree, right?
Yeah, it's Christmas.
We
need a Christmas tree, definitely.
But we're gonna start off first with some fire questions, right?
Yes.
What's your biggest or best Disney movie?
Oh, is Lion King a Disney movie?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The first one.
Definitely, Lion King.
Yeah, same.
Did you ask me top three or?
No, one is good.
One is good. One is good. The second question. The second question is, who is your favorite DJ?
Oh, tough question. Damn. No one's ever asked me this question before. Look, locally, it's Mr. Chef Codes. You know, we
Chefy.
We've been together for a long time, so I'm gonna give him the shout out.
Yeah.
And I guess there's different DJs I like in different genres, but maybe just if I had to choose one, it would be maybe DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good one.
Like all time favorite.
Yeah.
And then I keep wanting to answer three for each.
Okay, you can answer three if you want. Just go ahead.
We just chilling.
I was in Bangkok last year at a festival and I saw Skrillex perform and I just fell in love with like how he performs and the energy of I'm like this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So, Skrillex crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Skrillex is super nice. I saw him as well like at one festival, Endur Festival in Belgium. I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
His shows are. I mean, if you saw him live,
insane.
The energy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not been able to see him live. Soon,
One day, soon.
after COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
You asking first.
Okay. How would you describe your style?
Ever changing. I don't like to be branded as just like one genre of music or one style. I like throwing a party and I want to just make sure everyone has a good time. And just as time has gone by, I've realized like I like more like high energy stage performance, which is why I mentioned earlier DJ Jazzy Jeff was sort of a DJ that I really loved as far as like he puts his head down and does what he's supposed to do.
Right.
With Skrillex, he puts his head up, he's watching, and there's the visuals, energy, interaction, and that's what I really feed off of. When there's a lot of people there. So. That's what I've been incorporating into my shows in Dubai as well. I don't just stay in the DJ booth anymore. I feel like there's a lot of DJs out there and you really need to be different in what you do because everyone has access to the same songs.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do that's different? So that's why if you see me at my gigs, like I'm not standing on the DJ booth, jumping on the stage, interacting a lot with the crowd over the mic. So, yeah, I think eclectic, high energy is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Now you've interviewed numerous people.
Yeah.
How did you first start like building these connections in the industry in terms of like the actual players that probably made those connections happen? Like how it first started and like how you maintain these relationships?
A lot of them started with when I was, my days of radio and TV. So that's where I met a lot of people, and I started interviewing them. And some of them, I built a relationship with, and we remained friends for a long time. And others, they were just interviews that I did, and that was it. And then it's just been really thanks to the years I was in radio at the beginning, and then when I went into TV. And then when I started to do my own music, so I was starting to build relationships with that. And then, Dubai is a great place to meet artists and celebrities. So they're always coming through over here. Even though it's not easy because of, one guy's like got a yacht and the other person got a lion and the other guy's got like a palace and the other one's got a car. So it's hard to kind of get them to sit down and
Unless you're the one with the lion and the yacht.
Yeah. yeah, I mean, Dubai, I think, definitely played a major role in that as well.
Yeah, I could actually agree. Even for me, like being in Dubai is where actually I've met and made like most of my connections. So yeah,
Yeah.
I could,
It's a great place to build the connections. But like I
especially
said,
in
it's easy
entertainment.
and hard. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But
Cool.
you mentioned
Crazy.
radio and TV. How did you start in that? And basically, like, is it something that you probably would want to still continue, like long term? And like, what do you see for yourself in that realm
Yeah,
of
I mean,
radio, TV?
I attribute a lot of my early success years to the days when I was on radio doing like a breakfast show or doing the TV stuff. Even though the media is a little dated, and I kind of stepped aside from it a little bit. It's what I started off doing. So when I was in high school, I was running my school radio station. So there was a little interest over there. And then, straight out of high school, I started DJing at some private events, but always wanted to be on radio. So not too long after I graduated from high school and I was in university, like right towards the end, I got a radio job. So I was doing radio and DJing most of, my early career. And then, TV was sort of a natural progression for me. And the reason why, I just parted ways because the media industry wasn't moving fast enough for me to grow and to be on the digital platform. So I really just stopped and kind of focused a little bit more on digital platforms. I do miss it. I'd love to go back, and if there was an opportunity, I would go back. If there was a situation where someone's interested in being both active on digital and conventional media, but. Yeah, I do think about this question a lot, and more recently now during COVID,
Yeah, because everything
thinking about
is,
it more.
everyone's at home, like digital
Yeah.
stuff or audio.
Yeah.
Like that's all everyone has right now.
Yeah. And podcasts are a huge thing now as well. It has crossed my mind, like, whether I go down the podcast route or just do like a mixed
You
show type of
should.
show.
You should. I think like
Yeah.
even in Dubai itself, the culture there and getting your reach and everyone else to know more about the culture in Dubai, like I think will be very beneficial for the UAE.
Yeah.
So you should.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's just like just doing so many things.
Yeah.
Really, I've just thought like I want to focus on a few things. Doing many things has its advantages and disadvantages. So the jack of all trades, like being able to do everything, I feel like it's a gift and a curse. Like you could do so many things, but I think if you focused on fewer things or a few
You'll
things,
do it better.
you could do it better. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have.
I agree with that.
I always have this in my, in me. I always want to try. I'm not scared to try anything. I'm not afraid of failing. So trial and error for me is not a problem. So this allows me to just do anything. And sometimes, it starts to make me think like, I should have maybe focused a little bit more on it. Just sometimes, honestly, it's really a 50-50 in my head always. I'm thinking, oh man, should I not do it? Then I'm like, no, let's just do it.
Yeah, because you won't know unless you try it, right? Because even for me, people have always told me like, Ethan, focus on one. But for me, like, I see the bigger picture. I see how they could all intertwine using the same resources or market.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. But on that, because I know Arthur has some questions too. But since we're on the topic of this, being an entrepreneur that you are, because you have, from your haircut company to, Bliss Inc. to your new cafe and all of these other stuff, how do you balance that and be a creative and be a family man?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really hard. It's hard to be put on your like business CEO hat and be creative at the same time. That's where I really find the struggle. It's a situation like in my company, I'm literally managing the person who manages my booking. So it's such a weird situation over there. And then, trying to be a boss at, either the cafe. I'm literally in the cafe sometimes, like serving up people, like, making their sandwiches. And I don't have a problem with it. Literally, a kid came in yesterday. He's like, I gave him his karak tea, and he's like, "Hey, aren't you DJ Bliss?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I feel like they find it a little weird. That's the fun part of it, but the other part is, like when you have to talk to staff and be their boss, but also trying to be the creative guy as well. So definitely hard, but another important thing is I've always been fortunate to have some good people around me to, for most part, to kind of run the business and help me out, do things. And I think a team is very important. Yeah. And it's hard to find good people to be a part of your team. Long term, committed, loyal, but it's the only way. There's no way you can do anything by yourself.
It's like they say in the Get Down, in order to fly, one must trust his wings, right?
Yeah, that's a great quote. Yeah.
No, because I think even from the beginning, once you have that support system and that team, as you said, like even the other projects, they could all run efficiently with that, because you have people that you trust handling certain things. So yeah.
I mean, to find those people is the hard part, right? No one really runs a company or a business like you would run it, like how it matters to you.
True.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a job for most people, but you learn to to incentivize people. You become a better judge of character.
Yeah.
You got to make people sometimes feel like they're a part of your company, rather than an employee. Then you might get something better out of them.
Yeah, because I think you probably still have a lot of long-lasting team members. I wouldn't say employees, because they obviously see you as one of a family, basically.
I mean, and there's a few people who are not even with me who I feel like that with. But when you're going through all these, and that's the other thing as well. It's a pretty good point. When I look back at the people who've worked with me, and then some of them I have great relationships, some of them just neutral. And then some of them that, we had ended up on bad terms or whatever. I actually don't like that energy. And it's really not my fault. Sometimes you just part ways on bad terms or whatever. And that whole thing also plays a role in what you asked about balancing. It is difficult.
Like, how does someone like you cope with the fast-paced change that you had during your career? Like, you started as DJing in a theme park, right? Wonderland, was it? Wonderworld?
Wonderland,
Wonderland,
yeah.
And then eventually, like, the snowball keeps going, and then you get one gig, the second you get that, the other. Like, how do you cope with that?
I mean, that's really the best part about it. That's really one of the best snowballs in life, I think, because that's what you want, really. You want, to become bigger, better, and move, upwards in your career. So that part is really the best part. It's really when you're not getting the results that's the hard part to cope with. And especially when you're achieving a lot of success, like all you want is just more and more and more. I made a video I put on YouTube. It's just like I keep talking about wanting more and more and more. And then when you're not getting more, the feeling that it makes you feel. So, thank God I've been blessed, with a pretty successful career that I'm really happy about. I have a personality where it's never enough for me. So sometimes, have people remind me, like, dude, just stop for a second and look back at everything you've done rather than always wanting more. So appreciate what you've done, and then it's fine to move on and want more. But it's bad when you feel like, I feel like this is not enough, or I haven't done it, or I want to do more because it's not good enough.
Yeah, and then like on that point, how do you get noticed then as a DJ? How do you promote yourself, like between all the how many DJs are there right now, or like during these days, like 10,000s of DJs? How do you promote yourself?
Yeah, I mean there's so many DJs right now. I mean,
well, I'm a DJ as well, so
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not easy for sure. You just have to stay active and just, you can't, there's no time to sleep. And, the people who are just DJing, and like they go to their gig, DJ, come home and sleep, like it's not going to work these days.
No.
There's so much more that you have to do to stay relevant, because like if you're going to sleep, there's another guy waiting at the door to take your place, you know? A younger guy, a better guy, more equipment now, easier access to music. You can go on YouTube and learn how to DJ. You couldn't do that back in the day. You know, it's so much easier for other people to do it. So I think like staying relevant and current is the most important thing in being noticed.
Now you started through Real Flavor, the epic 411 night. I miss those days actually. I remember when it was at
Good
Crystal or whatever.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, epic nights.
Yeah, people by Crystal, yeah.
How did that start? Why did it start? And is it something that you felt you needed to do, like to have a club night?
I was doing club nights before that as well, but this was really the first time we went into one of the high-end clubs, which no one's really playing urban or hip hop, R&B music around those times. So, I've been doing parties for a while, and then this opportunity came up to do this night at Armani Hotel at the club down there. So when I first started DJing, I was just DJing there on one of the other nights. They told me, they're like, listen, we're never gonna play hip hop or R&B over here ever. Like, just so you know, Giorgio Armani himself does not want it, blah blah blah. Then it's like, hey, can you play one or two R&B songs, just commercial stuff. Then it's like, hey, can you do 50-50, like R&B and house?
The DJ curse.
And then they're like, yeah, slowly. And then it's just getting better, more responsive. It was one time where urban music was on the rise anyways. It was becoming the more popular music. So then they're like, listen, let's give you a night. So they gave me a night, and it was doing really well, but I didn't have a great deal. So we parted ways, and I moved it to Cristal, which was the most happening club at that time as far as luxury entertainment. So I always call it luxury hip hop. So we went in there. It was just the right time. The music was the right music at that time. We had built this brand, and then just boom, took off from there.
Yeah, you've won many awards through that night also. So,
not enough. They cheated us out of a couple, but
yeah.
Well, I don't really believe in awards that much. Awards are it's very political and
yeah.
Especially
to accept for what it is.
Especially with Time Out. But anyway. On that note, though, how do you handle haters?
I ignore them now.
Yeah. And beefs.
Completely ignore beef. Completely ignore haters. I actually like it when I get hate comments and haters and stuff like that, because the only time you get that is when you're doing things really well. When I don't get them, I'm like, man, I must not be doing something right, because literally it's my it's my monitor of success.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you take the negative energy and then you put it into positivity, right?
Yeah. No one talks about it. No one talks about you if you're irrelevant, right? So you want people to be talking about you and you're relevant. I mean, ideally you want people to talk about you and you're relevant in a good way, but it's a weird one here in the Middle East. They like bringing up the flaws and not highlight the good things most of the time.
Yeah. How do you, for example, select your playlist? How do you select your songs if you have a gig, and how do you put them together? What is the process?
I do no preparation at all for any of my gigs. Yeah, for my club gigs, no preparation. Unless I'm doing a special show, like when I did the Special Olympics, or a specific, I have a small 15, 30-minute set where I want to do a show. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I'll prepare. But otherwise, I really just listen out to songs that other DJs are playing, and whatever sounds good to me and is working well, and I keep an eye on the record pools as well. Whatever songs are popular, I go through them, and I just generally have a good ear for what I think will work with what crowd.
Yeah.
But during this COVID time, I haven't been downloading music, and I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah. You have to be busy, right? Constantly listening to new music. So I think that's a really big part of being a DJ, right?
Yeah, I don't do enough as much as I should. I would like to do a lot more, and I blame it on not having enough time, but Like I said, the songs are available to everyone these days. So if you really want to be different, you have to go out there and surf the internet to find like special remixes, create your own edits, and find things that not everyone else had.
What platforms do you normally use to like find these songs?
So the most popular ones like DJ City, Club Killers, Beatport, Track Source, Headliner Music is another great new one from America. So I pretty much go onto all of them and try and find what's doing good on each one of these platforms.
How many times do you browse through the music that is coming out?
Only when I need to. So whenever I feel like I need a new song, I'll go there and then I'll find that, and I start going through it and finding things. And I mean, it's so easy these days. Like I literally don't even need to do that. Like I could be in the club, connect to my personal hotspot on my phone, download the song right there and play it. Like literally, that's what I do a lot of times these days.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
As I mentioned before, like you've obviously interviewed many people. Which person you were most starstruck by? And it's a kind of two-part question. And which one you think left the biggest impression?
Starstruck, probably J-Lo.
Right?
Like I was like, yeah. But funny enough, she made me feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was.
Yeah, I actually meant like I told Arthur these same things, like because when I met J-Lo, like no one was around her, and I was like, okay, Ethan, say something. She's standing right next to you. So I told her like, amazing night or some crap, and then she was like, thank you so much. She shook my hand. I was like, oh my god.
And you didn't wash your hands since.
Yeah. No, but yeah, she wonderful person. Shout out J-Lo.
Yeah. I think the thing is we forget is these people are just humans. Just like
exactly.
Us,
Yeah.
We feel like so nervous sometimes. Like you don't know what to say, and it's a weird one for sure. And it's hard to get around it, but they're literally just human beings, just like any one of us.
Because you only red carpet for the Oscars, right?
I did do red carpet for the Oscars, yeah.
Did you see and interview anyone there that you really wanted to?
No, it's not. The Oscars is not as easy as you think. So all the main celebrities are told where to go on the carpet to the major networks.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel and all of them got all the big ones. But it was around the time I just met Will Smith, and he just popped in just to say hi. Like, he literally came and said, yo, what's up, and everyone's like, wow, why is Will Smith going to this guy? And then in my ear, he's like, yo, listen, I can't stop for interviews, otherwise I have to stop for all interviews. All right, bro, I'll see you later. Yo, shout out Dubai. And then he left. And by the way, he's probably the guy who made the biggest impression on me, like, about your second question. It's definitely Will Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing character. Yeah.
He actually supports a lot of the creatives in Trinidad.
Really?
Yeah, he's been working with and shout out Simon Batiste and that whole team. Basically, because he actually works with someone from Trinidad. So basically, he allowed people to be on set during Aladdin. And like he came down to Trinidad to do talks with the kids and all that. Like he's really invested in the arts and helping talents and stuff. So yeah, I can resonate with that.
To even to for a moment to go back to the DJing part, it's just for our listeners. I just want to ask you if. Do you use effects while you're mixing? And if you use them, what are your favorite combo?
My favorite effects are just the regular echo and the filter and the noise effect on the DJM 900. Like those are my go-tos.
Do you use them for a drop then?
The noise for drops, the filter, like if I'm echoing out and I want, I cut the bass and I still need more filter, so I go filter with it.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Cool.
Yeah, that's really my main go-to. I use the, what's the other one called? The roll. I use the roll sometimes as well.
Oh yeah. What are
Yeah.
currently like you're not DJing right now, but what are your favorite songs to play on a party?
Oh man, tough question also.
You can choose three
I
now.
mean, yeah, I need like 300 right now. The vibe that I really like right now is Afrobeat and Latin. Like really, like I'm so into that sound right now, and I feel like I think it's so crazy that we're playing this music that we don't even understand, but we love,
Love,
like,
yeah.
yeah, listening to and dancing to. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like different things. You know, I have a different thing I like listening to in the car, and different things in the club. Specific song is very difficult to choose. Not even like I used to have like some old school stuff I like, but now it's like very indifferent towards. It's
Okay.
hard. It's hard to ask a DJ a
Yeah.
question like, "What's your favorite song?"
Yeah, you've played probably so many songs already, you know.
Yeah.
But again, it also depends, as you said earlier, on the crowd, right? Because like
Depends on the crowd,
it
for
might not
sure,
be the
yeah.
song that you like per se, but the crowd does. I'm guessing. I'm no DJ. I mean, I tried
That's
learning,
correct,
but it's just not for me.
Okay, is there, for example, an artist you like to play?
Also, no. Also,
No?
not a specific artist either. Whoever's making good music at that time, and it doesn't matter who it is. You know, when Justin Bieber was making good songs back in the day,
You drop it.
like no one was fucking with him. Like, I was like, if it's a good song, I'm playing it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who. Like, literally doesn't matter. If it's a good song and it's gonna create a vibe, I'm playing it.
Yeah. Okay,
Wicked.
cool.
Where would you like to see yourself, and you will be able to be like, okay, I've accomplished everything. I could die now. Like I'm good. Like, cause I know you said like you're someone that always want more. But what is that more?
Yeah.
Like, what is that thing or things?
I think the next thing for me is, I'd like to get on this festival circuit, like do
Right.
these big, huge shows, like hundreds of thousands of people, festival.
Like the
vibe,
Coachella.
Yeah.
Tomorrowland?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Tomorrowland, Coachella. All of this festival circuit. Like when you get on it, like you start touring all these different countries, and it's just a different experience. You know, it's not about bottle service and tables, and it's just about people coming to dance, you playing the music, and a big party.
Yeah.
What do you think you need more, or how will you approach getting into the festival circuit? Or like, how do you think other DJ could do it?
Basically, getting into festival circuit depends on your production, right? If you have a hit song and then you take it off of that, because right now, I am making music, but the music that I was making is more like hip hop and R&B stuff, and now I'm trying to change it to making more sound like a DJ sound, like my sound, so that when when the song becomes popular, it becomes popular because of me and I made it, not because who's on it or whatnot.
So, with that note, because I did not know that having that style, who do you think you'll be targeting, or who will you like to collaborate with on like your first track?
That's the thing with this whole festival thing. Sound like it's just got to be you. You don't need any like A-list celebrity artist or anyone on it.
Once you beat it,
Just
good.
need your sound.
It just needs to be you and your sound. You just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because if I do a song and Beyonce's on it, it becomes a hit song. You're like, I can't perform that song. Beyonce can perform that song, but not
True.
me.
Yeah.
So that's really the mentality behind what I'm doing moving forward, just to create great songs, not necessarily like all these features. And doing features with artists, it may be cool, but it's very hard to get the clearance and paperwork done and be able to release the songs.
Right.
How is it working with like if you make a song with different artists? How is it really difficult to be working together with bigger artists probably?
Because I know you worked with
so-
Wyclef and these other guys on your own tracks.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It is difficult. Like I have 3 songs with Wyclef we never released.
Right.
So you build this relationship, and then you record the songs, and then you discuss the paperwork after, because you don't want to really at the beginning be like, hey, let's discuss paperwork. If you are doing that, you're talking money and paying these artists.
Yeah.
And you could pay the artist, and it's a lot of money, and sometimes it's worth it, but sometimes I've never paid any artist for any of my songs. So yeah, after you do the song, if the paperwork gets done, then you can get them on the thing, and then you decide on the split or who gets what in the publishing, basically per play. But it is definitely a hard, complicated process when you have somebody who's not on board.
Is it something that like you have to really know before you even get into? Because obviously the music industry is very complicated right now.
Yeah.
But like, do you trust like your manager or your legal team to make these kind of decisions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really boils down to the other side's team and their approval of the song or the project.
Yeah, because I'm guessing it's more something that you're proposing to the other side, and until you're, a Skrillex or something, and they're coming to you.
Correct. Yeah.
Which will happen, right?
Just waiting.
Well, Skrillex, if you're listening to the podcast, DJ Bliss is waiting. Like from all the occupations you're having right now, you have so many things that you're running through. What do you like to do most? So like presenting, DJing, producing, or anything that you're doing right now.
Yeah, I think it's the music right now. Like in my mind, like that's what the goal that I have, and what I need to do to get there is basically make music. And earlier we were talking about the business, and that's what takes up a lot of my time. And I wish I had more time to just focus on the music only. And even the club stuff, I want to do less of the club stuff, but then, that's your source of income. So do you take a step back from that? And when you are playing in the club, you think, hey, you're only DJing for 2-3 hours a night. You can still do it and get creative. But I really struggle to come up with ideas and work on my music when I'm DJing like a few nights a week. Because when you're playing so many songs a night, the last thing you want to do is get into the studio all day as well.
Do you work better with regards to the producing and creating at night, early morning, or during the day?
Yeah, definitely at night.
Yeah. I think that's
Shout
the majority
out
of people. No, but I think most creatives actually, that's the answer, even for myself, like night, early morning.
But successful people wake up early in the morning.
I know. Yeah. I want to prove that wrong. At some point.
Well,
I mean, I think it depends on what you do. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, successful and rich people. Like if you Google the top 10 billionaires.
I know, it's the 5 o'clock club or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But I mean, these people are not in the entertainment nightlife field. So it's like,
right. I mean,
So I think it really depends also what you do. If you focus on meetings and stuff during the day, yes, you could go to bed at 10 or 9 and wake up at 5, of course.
Yeah.
But I think,
depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, shoots.
Are you working right now on some tracks or an album or anything?
Yeah, I've got a track that's coming out pretty soon. It features Shaggy on there.
Oh, wicked! Shout out to Shaggy. He's a dope one.
So I got that. I got another one of my own records. No feature on it yet. I had a feature, a huge feature on it, which I can't talk about. Again, paperwork didn't come through, and now just gotta get the project moving on. But yeah, I got those 2 tracks in the pipeline, and I say this always, but next year I'm gonna try and release like the most amount of songs I've ever released, like more than all my other songs.
Like once a month or once a month.
I'm gonna aim for once a month. It's difficult with paperwork and promotion and all that, but if I can get like 6 to 8 songs next year, that'd be great.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have any artists in mind?
No, I actually don't want any artists on
just
track.
release,
no.
But
I mean, the Shaggy one, I've done a while ago, so it's a great record. So I want to put it out.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna do really well on like TikTok. It works really well with that whole generation. So I'm gonna do that one. And that's
Is it a
probably
dance?
for now?
Is there a dance for it?
Not a dance, but something you can do like on TikTok for it.
Okay. I mean, his
girl-
last track, well, the banana thing, he's been writing really well with
Crazy.
TikTok. Brilliant.
That was pure chance, by the way.
I know. I read or saw something.
How?
No, because like the producers or something of that actual instrumental or whatever, I think they contacted him or he contacted them. I can't remember.
Somebody remixed the song.
Right.
And then put it on TikTok, and then it blew up. So then they made the remix like an official version of the song.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, TikTok, like, all right, so you obviously going to be using TikTok as one of your main mediums of promoting this one. But
Yeah.
do you think, like, are you on TikTok yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And how have you seen that in terms of, like, growth and the importance as an artist to be on TikTok?
Yeah. I mean, it's got huge potential.
Right.
It's the place to be right now. Really, you know, there's the most opportunity, and it's got huge potential.
I need to.
Okay.
What do you do
You're
on
not
TikTok?
on TikTok?
Yeah.
It's a shame face.
Yeah.
Like all right. I have an account, but like I tried doing something and I'm like, okay, because for some reason, like this, for example, is new to me. Like the
Yeah.
whole camera lights thing. Every time I even try to do a live on Instagram, I have my phone and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do, and like I don't look that good. Like a lot of thoughts and like I don't know. I want to, because there are a few people here in Bali that you know, they just started and they're getting like thousands of views and followers and just doing nothing that much. I
Yeah.
mean, not doing the dancing stuff. I mean, so I mean there are
Yeah.
other ways. But what are you doing on TikTok? Like, what's your go-to?
No, I'm not doing any dancing. So I do just like creative stuff, like smart editing with my editor. If there's a challenge, I'll do it. But I'm definitely not doing any dancing. You're not gonna catch me dancing. There's one, but it's a parody. You're gonna have to go check it out.
Oh god! Oh god! That I think that is definitely 2020.
That's
though.
definitely the tune of 2020.
I think that and like what's that? Uncle Roger, and like something else. Like if someone was to do like a summary of 2020 in terms of like
That's the song.
yeah, like that's hilarious.
How has 2020 been for you?
Non-existent, really.
Yeah.
March to March.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be
March to
EXO
March.
2020. Like
Now it's gonna end now it's gonna start in 21 and end in 22.
yeah. So
Yeah.
weird.
So did you have any plans that that you wanted to have in 2020 and then you have to postpone them till 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I was planning, funny enough, a tour of Asia this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just starting to work on some of the dates. You know, Thailand, I had confirmed.
I remember
was
you
just
said
about
that,
to
yeah.
start- Yeah, I was about to start reaching out to China as well. Bali was definitely on my list. And I wanted to do really like a huge Asian tour this year. And then right as everything shut down, I had like one of my biggest gigs. It was for Ultra Music Festival in Abu Dhabi. Like I was on the main stage, so that fell through as well. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to wait and see when things get back to normal, or we get any kind of normality when it comes to that stuff.
Maybe it has been a year for people to learn how to have patience.
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I like, it's like one of the longest like breaks I've had, you know, since I started DJing. So I really don't mind it. But now it's like, all right, now we need to get back to making money.
Yeah.
You need to have the fire back in your heart, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, I think for
got-
some, I think it's also like trying not to get lazy, because like I know from like
because it's easy to be lazy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
sit in front of your TV all day and
Netflix.
like, do nothing, and
And you don't
I
feel
could do
guilty.
that.
You don't feel guilty. I'm like, oh, it's just one other day.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just binge watch the series.
Do you have any tips for like advice for people who are starting to DJ, who want to become as big as you are, or?
It requires a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. It's really, I believe it's harder and easier than ever. So it's easy to become a DJ, but it is hard to become, I think famous, popular, good, and get gigs. I think it's really hard. But if you put your mind to anything, you can do it. You really just have to be, persistent and consistent is what I always say.
Yeah, dare to dream, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anybody for? Do you have any questions?
Oh no, that was it on my list.
Did you just take Ethan's question?
No. Like, we still have to get our teleprompter and stuff. So like we have like these questions just like written down in front of us.
2 pieces of paper.
It's hilarious.
We have the whole the lighting and stuff. Everything's
hilarious.
professional, but our questions are on 2 pieces
With like
of
our
A4 paper.
scruffy writing on my part.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing, right? You gotta just make it work. No one sees all the hard work and the struggles and no one sees anything. So when you go out there and you want to do something, like forget about the story about how you did it, because no one cares. No one's gonna know whatever.
So
right?
true.
At the end of the day, they're gonna see this piece of content that you created, and it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. So do whatever you have to do to make it, and you can literally do it all on your phone and your computer.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I think it's like a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, but let me get the right camera. Oh, but let me get the right lighting. Let me just wear the right T-shirt. Oh, let me. It really doesn't matter. Like, sit outside when it's daylight, switch your phone on, put it on a $5 tripod, and just record, and you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's
really nice
something I
advice.
wish I could have in my head, because for me, like the pilot seasons, were done on Zoom with my camera, my laptop. I felt that the quality could have been better, the vocals could have been better, and I actually was going to shelve it, but I was like, the content is so good, because like we had dancers that I met through JLo and they, and then like other people, and I was like, the content I think people will enjoy. So I still put it out, but you're right. Like even before we partnered with Tropical Nomad, I was gonna just do it on my computer again, and I was still kind of being held back in my mind. Like I was like, no, let's do it this way, and hopefully we grow from it. So we're very happy for Tropical Nomad. But I understand your point though, because and I was talking to someone today actually about that whole what do you call it, sabotage syndrome situation, like self-sabotage, because like you could not release something because you think that it's not good enough, but then it could have actually been good enough. Like someone was saying,
you're just never gonna know until you put it out.
exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Because another quote someone said was, if you're happy with it, you released it late.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, okay.
Bliss, who would you recommend for to be on our podcast?
Oh man, is this a question or is this like a like?
No, it's a question, and
Like who
who would you recommend to be on our podcast? Who do you think can bring really nice information and listeners would love to hear about?
Yeah, I mean, it's a super broad question. I mean, Bill Gates would be great.
In the creative world, then.
True.
In the creative world, Will Smith would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have to.
But
Okay, can you help us with Will Smith?
But on that note, though, how important you think? Well, not you think, because obviously you live it. But for the viewers and listeners, how important they should take networking and building their social capital.
I mean, depends on what you want, right? I think
Right.
for you guys, super important because of what you're doing
Right.
right now. But it may not be the case for just anybody, right? Some people
True.
are happy with a private Instagram account or no Instagram account or no Facebook or no social circle. Really, it just depends on person to person. And that's what I was trying to tell you about when you said who would be a great person to interview. Really, I can list you like 100 people, and then some of them who have access to who you can get access to, and some you can't. But it's not necessarily about the person that you're gonna get on your show. I mean, this show's your show, right? I'm gonna come and watch this show because of you guys, not because of who you have on here.
Right.
Who you have on here, that's your guest. If I want to watch an interview with 50 Cent, I'm not gonna come watch it on Discover Thriver. There's 100 interviews on with 50 Cent on YouTube.
Right.
And that's what I realized when I was posting my interviews from TV days and all that on YouTube. I thought it was gonna get a lot of views, but it really doesn't. So, you'd have to build your profile and your brand first before.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, thank you
Good
very
stuff.
much for that advice. Yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
last one is if you could address the world in 10 seconds, like for example, you're in front of the TV and the whole world is watching, what would you say?
Let's make this world a better place. I think there's so much room for improvement, and really it starts with each and every one of us. And when you think about the big picture about how you can change the world, it's hard, but if you did one good deed or one thing to change, and everyone did that one thing, just imagine how many good things can happen.
Amazing,
Epic.
amazing words.
Bliss, it
Thanks
was
a
a
lot.
pleasure,
Yeah.
catching up
Thank
also.
Thanks,
And
Thanks,
to everyone, thanks for watching or
Thanks for
listening.
listening, yeah.
Discover Thriver. And stay tuned for the next episode.